Good evening, you wonderful human beings. Super wonderful human beings like Carl, who just gifted 10 members before I'm even live. Oh, fucking legend. Thank you, Carl, for the 10 gifted memberships. You're a hero. I hope you're doing well. It is Christmas week, team. It's Christmas week. At the moment, the most exciting part of Christmas from the Warhammer perspective is the fact that it means we'll finally be rid of this stupid shit Grotmas. Because it's not been good, right? I've been looking at the Thanes talking about it as it's been coming through. It has not been good at all. It's been pretty bad. I'm finally down tools for both work and PhD. Fair play, mate. But welcome back to the channel, you wonderful human beings. Welcome back to Great Hall Hobby Night on Monday. I can't hobby because I don't want to, quite honestly, at the moment. Adrian, thank you for the one gifted. You're a hero. Oh, James, thank you. Are we going to do this again? We're going to do the 10 gifted thing again? Can we do that again? That'd be great. James, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. You're a hero. What a legend. More people with the 10s. We've raced to the 100. I chill out for Christmas. I say chill out for Christmas. We've got full day of content tomorrow, so don't panic. There is still more content coming for you wonderful human beings. Anyway, like I said, Grotmas has not been great this year, but there was an article that came out today for Grotmas. It was another terrible piece of short lore. And maybe I'm reading too much into this for the sake of content, for the purposes of content, right? But I feel like it could be an Easter egg for Christmas Day. It could be. There's a lot of. I've heard a lot of chat about this, a lot of rumours about it. I don't know how true any of them are. I don't know if any of them has been substantiated. I don't know if any of them have any kind of backing behind them. But I've heard a lot of rumours about the old famous Commissar Yarrick, and the fact that when he was removed from the Guard Codex previously, he wasn't kind of officially killed off. He wasn't officially removed. He wasn't. There were some references to it, maybe. This article does the same thing. So for those of you that aren't reading it because you can't be bothered, I'm going to show it to you very quickly, and we'll skim it. We'll skim to the part that's important, right? So I'll share my screen here, and we have Grotmas Calendar Day 22, Tales of the Old Man. There's an Imperial Guard unit, regiment, whatever, deep in a shelter. They're fighting the Orcs. It carries on about how they've killed them, and it goes on to say about how things haven't been the same since Kurov, or Yarrick for that matter. They were real leaders, right? Reference to Yarrick. You'd know, Garen replied, chuckling, you're probably old enough to have seen the Commissar himself in action. Too damn right, the old soldier replied, fixing the youngster with a stern glare. I was at Hades, boy, a fresh recruit I was then, and the beast came to try his luck a second time. What was he like, the old man inquired, leaning forward again. A brutal, unforgiving bastard, Garen replied, but one a soldier would die for, not like this snot-nosed rabble calling the shots now. The veteran sighed heavily, staring at the far wall with misty-eyed reverence. Should have seen how the Orcs feared him. Never seen a greenskin waver so. First into the breach, last out of the flame. That was Commissar Yarrick's way. My father told me how he slew war boss Ullagard at the gates of Hive Hades, Criven said, her own fatigue momentarily forgotten. I heard he fought the beast to a standstill on Golgotha, said Garon, and now he's dead, Criven replied, grimacing, and we're left with the likes of General Lockie. Martin smirked, clutching the Aquila pendant fastened around his neck, and then says, so folks say, he said. Some fools say Gazgals are goner too. Until I see their corpses, I'll not believe either claim. Come off it, Martin. The bell of lost souls has tolled for Sebastian Yarrick. Before the either soldier could respond, the shelter shook again, blah, 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 blah. And at the end it says, in italics, how we could use the old man's fire now. Now, there's obviously a reference up here, right? Specific reference about, and now he's dead. And then there's this little golden, so folks say. Until I see their corpses, I'll not believe either claim. So amongst the guard themselves, they're suggesting that Yarrick might not be dead. That Yarrick might actually still be alive. And that Yarrick might actually return to the 41st millennium. Now, I really want Yarrick to return. So maybe this is just me being hopeful reading that article. But I want to hear what you guys think. Answers on postcards. Is Yarrick dead? Or is Yarrick returning to the 41st millennium at some point in the future? He may even be the Christmas Day reveal. He might even be the Christmas Day reveal. I don't know if I think he is. But he might even be the Christmas Day reveal. Tell me what you think. And I am on tea tonight, unfortunately. I wanted to be on my Christmas mead. But I am going to the gym after this, so it's tea for me this evening. You can also tell me what you're drinking. Tell me what you're drinking right now. All 97 of you. The same guard who also say Cadia stands. Touche. How's it going, Ghasty? Polychrome says he's dead. I said postcards. I said postcards. Don't care. Probably not the stream for you then, is it? Because that's the topic. Checks if Luce is here, and there's Xmas Day stream, don't forget. Luce is not here. Luce is exercising on Monday nights nowadays. You're being far too positive. What that really means is they've killed off Gazgirl. Teetotal? No, but if I've got to drive to the gym, Ghasty, I need to probably not be off my fucking nut on mead, don't I, to be fair? Leave him dead. Yeah, but he's never officially dead. This is the problem. Let other characters have a chance to step up to the limelight. Up to the orcs whether Yarrick lives or dies. Interesting. Rumours is next edition on Armageddon, and there have been rumours for a long time he is not dead and we'll get a new model. Go on the Yarrick. Go on the Yarrick. Pale Ale. I love a pale ale. This is now like DC and Marvel comics. No one stays died.
Water as cold as Yarrick's corpse.
The perfect super chat. Thank you, Morty, for the $2. In honor of Joe, a Monster Ultra. The white one. Would like him to be alive, but Games Workshop will do as they please with him, of course. No money for postcards, sad face. Spiced rum and coke. Oh, I love a spiced rum and coke. I'll see myself out. I don't understand.
Part of me hopes for Yarrick to come back as the Herald of Traitor Guard. Wishful thinking, I know. Oh, and I'd hog sour cherry tonight.
That sour cherry stuff is peaking it, Rummercock. I would bring Yarrick back for 11th edition to fight orcs in opening trailer as well for full model. Yeah. Maybe Yarrick's in his Baneblade. Let's hope. Let's hope.
Too many characters are alive in the lore. It is high time some people kick the bucket to keep things interesting.
See, what's interesting, Carl, right? We can open this up to wider Warhammer, wider 40k in general. What's interesting is I don't disagree with you at all. And I think I would continue to not disagree with you until they were to kill off one of my favourites. Right? And so it's one of those weird ones where you're like, yeah, they should definitely, like, people should have less plot armor, because at the moment, things that are going on, when Games Workshop push the narrative forward and it's Abaddon attacking and Calgar, you're like, guess what? Both of them come away having lived, right? Both of them come away, lives intact. There's no real risk or jeopardy there. There's no, like, fear that Abaddon could be killed or Calgar could be killed. There's none of that fear whatsoever. It would be hilarious to kill Calgar, by the way, after his 17th model. But there's no fear there, right? So when these stories happen, when these stories evolve, for the most part, these characters that we love so much because they're so ingrained in the lore, chapter masters and captains and all that kind of stuff, we kind of know that they're not really going to die. They're not going to go anywhere. And we know they're not going to go anywhere because Games Workshop just don't really make those kinds of major lore changes, specifically for what is essentially playable models on the tabletop, because the second you kill one of them off, if you then stop supporting rules, you stop selling the models. So we kind of don't really have that risk and jeopardy involved in modern day 40k lore that comes out with around characters who are already established, Primarchs, etc. I think that's kind of sad. Like, I think that's what can make the lore exciting. You know, I have said this before on the show, and I'll say it again. I go back to certain TV series that have existed in the world, like Lex Calgar model, we wearing a Yarrick suit, fucking peak. I look at programs like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones and what have you. And no matter what you think about them, one of the things that made those shows great in certain places was main characters could die. You couldn't get too attached to certain main characters because they could be killed off. And I think personally, that makes a narrative more exciting. When there's risk around your favourite character, when there's a fear that they're going to get eaten by zombies, when there's a fear that they're going to get killed off by a mad fucking lunatic king, all that kind of stuff, when that fear exists, when you think people might actually die, at that point, I think the lore becomes more exciting, more engaging, and you kind of a bit more tense when you're following it. When you know at the moment that everyone's covered in plot armor, and anybody who's got a name like a Calgar or a Gulliman or the Lion or whatever is just safe, they're going to be fine, I think at that point it removes and strips away a lot of the excitement. And then what happens is they have to kind of write in additional characters to kind of fulfill the role of good guy's gonna die. So a new character comes into a narrative, and then he gets killed by something, and you're like, I didn't really care about him anyway. Not like you care about the named characters that have been in the narrative for a number of years. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really bothered. And even characters that have been in the narrative for quite a while. Sergeant Acheron obviously is now gone, or whatever his name is. Captain Acheron is now gone Ultramarines because Titus has taken over the third company, whichever one it is. And most people were like, cool. Matt, as you said, Acheron and Charon death, people did care for them too. Not really the same though, is it? As like a Calgar, or more importantly, with the topic at hand, a Yarrick. I just don't feel like it's the same. And I feel like I actually don't mind Games Workshop leaving them in a state of limbo. There's a conversation to be had, right? It's literally the topic of the stream tonight. Some people believe Yarrick is dead. Some people believe he's still alive. Leaving us in that kind of limbo is also kind of like I'm kind of into it, because you can form your own narrative. We've always suggested that Warhammer 40k Games Workshop in general is a big sandbox that we all get to play in. By giving you the kind of, he could be, he might not be. You're allowed to play in that sandbox even around a main character. And so your narrative might be that your guard force, for example, if you're playing guard, believes that he's alive. Your orc force might also believe that he's died. And you can kind of form your own narrative around Yarrick, because he sits in this grey area right now of is he, isn't he? Right? But I don't mind that so much. But I think that more big name characters should have that kind of that risk and that jeopardy around them, and they don't. That being said, I think if they came back and said, you know, Logan Grimnar's been killed off, or Ragnar's been killed off, I'd be really fucking annoyed. So I don't know. Maybe I'm my own worst hypocrite right there. Crossing over to Primaris was meant to be a high chance of death for Marines, and no one of note died. Primaris was and will be one of the bigger mistakes implemented. The Primaris Loreghast is one of the things I've hated the most. I don't mind the Primaris model range. I don't mind the Primaris kind of thing, but the lore that brought that in was weak. Games Workshop, I think, made scaled up models and then shoehorned lore to fit. And it took good authors some time to get hold of it, to kind of develop it into an interesting narrative arc. Games Workshop writing their own narrative is never the strongest, to be fair. Can also set your game at different points in the timeline. That's what Legends should be for. 100%, Kev. 100%. Absolutely. Agree. Anyway, let me know what you think, chat. You wonderful humans. Kept Bjorn around for 10,000 years. Yeah. I am currently in the process of organising my Space Wolves chat, because if you remember, last week you picked them as my chapter to focus on for the next year, and I'm trying to stick to it. So I put all the other chapters pretty much away. I've got the 6 Victrix on my desk at the moment, but everything else went away, right? And I have been organising my Space Wolves, and in my box of Space Wolves bits, because I've been trying to write a list that I'm happy with, and originally I always included Bjorn because the CP stuff is really nice, and then I looked at the model and was like, I don't know if I can include Bjorn. You're definitely not doing a birthday stream on Christmas Eve. No, I'm not. I'm gonna try and take 2 days off, Jayco, to be honest with you, because I'm probably gonna have to do some work on Boxing Day. I'm always definitely going to have to do some work that weekend, and I don't see much time off in the next year for me. I've got to get through a year, I think, of just hammering it, and then maybe I can have a break. Over the last month is, I think, potentially the first time in the last 3 or 4 years where I've really craved like a full fortnight off. For 3-4 years of doing this full time, I've not had longer off than about 4 or 5 days. Half the time, in fact more than half the time I've had that length of time off is because of sickness, like the flu. But typically I've not had more than 4 or 5 days off. I've taken a couple of long weekends where I'll try and manage it so that I'll miss maybe a Friday and Monday, so we still hit the Tuesdays and Thursday shows. I've not had longer than that since I've been doing this full time. And I'm now in a place where I really, really want 2 fucking weeks off. But it's currently not possible. Hey, Mordy Hammer, thank you for the 1 gifted. You're a hero. Love you. Could you not convert Redempted Dread to use as Bjorn? You could, yeah, and I think there'd be a super sexy way of doing that, Ghasty, but the problem you have from a gaming perspective is base size. Bjorn's base is tiny compared to a Redemptor. Really tiny. So I think that's the issue, is you'd have to put 1 foot of the Redemptor onto Bjorn's base and then you're done. That's the issue. 11th Ed should see the death of the chapter masters we have now and the promotion of characters not seeing enough lore. I hate losing Logan 2. Most have been here for 20 years.
I don't mind if they kill off characters after several years, but actually write the story. Don't quietly retire them with no additional lore. Cheers.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't even mind like not killing them and putting them in purgatory, but give us some good narrative that puts them there. Give us a, well, what happened to him? Is he alive or is he dead? Leave us on that cliffhanger sometimes. I'd be into that. I'd quite like a few more cliffhangers. But yeah, like quietly retiring with no additional lore is a bit sad. And I think we've seen this edition specifically, 10th edition. Joe always says, and I don't know if I agree with him or not, I'd love to know what you guys think, but Joe always says that 10th edition is the edition of loss. Right? He always says that it's the edition where they've cleared out as much of the shit as they wanted to clear out. Cleared out all the old fine cast stuff and got rid of as much of it as they want to. And he calls it the edition of loss. And I don't know whether I think that's entirely true, because, you know, we've got so much new stuff this edition that's come out. Have we lost more than we've gained? I don't know if that's entirely true. I'm not entirely sure. But they have spent a lot of time getting rid of fringe characters, less mainstream characters, anything fucking fine cast pretty much, which I don't blame them because it's the world's worst material ever. And some of these characters have just gone. Just not got them anymore. Done. And that makes me sad, to be honest. But, you know. You can't cliffhanger on everyone, some have to die. 100% agreed, Johnny. 100%. Absolutely agree with you. Some have to die. They do. Let me guess, Yarrick has found the stasis and trades in his collection. Who knows? I'm interested to see what they do with it, because I think whatever they do, if they bring him out of purgatory in one way or another, some people are going to be upset.
Something more than my assumption Karandras is hiding in a bush somewhere would be nice.
Well, there's narrative around Karandras having gone off to find some of the other remaining Phoenix Lords, or the Lost Phoenix Lords, right? I think that's what part of the narrative is about. If I remember rightly. But yeah, Karandras is another one, right? Just gone out of the book. Gabriel Seth, gone. Tycho, I know Tycho's dead, but still, it's gone out of the book. I don't know. Anshui, Grek, Longstrike. Yeah, Tau got battered, didn't they? Karandras is hunting the Spears Phoenix Lord. Yeah, that's what I thought he was doing. Thank you, JK. For confirming. The Lion is my guy. I have no problem with him dying. I just need the writing to be great to send him off. Agree. Agree. But then there's an argument about these Primarchs returning in general. Like, is the Lion and Gulliman returning not a lore reversal, in essence? Killing them off in lore, but keeping models and rules for those who want to play games set beforehand feels like it would be a good in-between. Well, I mean, ultimately, Scott, right, this is where Legends should be used. So my personal opinion is that Legends should be available in the app. You should be able to toggle it on and off, because it makes it more playable immediately. And Legends should be, like, releasing Black Library characters with models, like, what's his face and his... I don't know whether I've put the guy. There's a little Ultramarine dude that came out recently. I'm going to put the box. Oh, it doesn't matter. But... It's annoying me now, I don't know where I put the box. But the Ultramarine dude with the Thunder Hammer, right? From the book. He came out straight to Legends rules. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a great idea. Rather than clogging up a codex with extra units, give him some Legends rules. Put him in the Legends app. Let him usable. I think that's what we should see from GW in general. And that way, if you want to use old Yarrick because he's got your Legends rules, you crack on. You can play a battle that takes place before he goes missing. Same with Seth. He's got Legends rules, so logically we can use him. But because he's not in the app, he makes it more difficult for us to use Seth and his rules. In fact, when they gave Seth Legends rules, they gave him better rules than they had when he wasn't Legends. The Springies, thank you for 10 gifted. You're a hero. Or Legend. We can add more of these as well now. They got up to 32. Legends, thank you so much. Fucking heroes. Don't forget, tomorrow night, chat, is my birthday stream, right? And you have to do better than Joe's on Thursday to prove that you do or don't love me more or less than Joe. It is all okay if I can get my 40k Demon Perturbo mini for my Auroras. Well, there's a little part of me, and I'll confess it's a small part of me, but there's a little part of me that legitimately thinks that over the course of X number of years, all the Primarchs essentially are going to find their way into 40k somehow or another. I can't see them leaving that money on the table. Even if it means bringing back Ferrus Manus, who got beheaded by Fulgrim. I can see them finding a way of doing it. If they think they can sell enough Ferrus Manus models. If they think there's enough Iron Hands players out there, I could see them doing it. I could see them finding a way of retconning that. Is what an answer that I really want to find out. Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do, Pritters. Not sanguineous. Nope, just nope. Well, I don't know. I don't know with them. If you went to some of the senior people in GW and went, sticking to your established law, making a shitload of extra money, which one you picking? I know which one I think they're going to go for. That's my opinion, chat. That's what I think. Wonder how they'll bring back the dead ones. Ferrus Manus can be brought back with the keys of hell. What about Sanguinius? Exactly. Sadly, and face it in as well. Don't do that to me, Pritters. But I legitimately, honestly, I can see them bringing them back. I'm not saying they are going to. I'm not saying they will. But I can see them bringing them back if they thought they were going to make enough. If the evidence suggests they can make enough dosh from bringing these people back from the dead, they will. Wasn't there a fan theory that the Legion of Damned were the betrayed Istvan marine spirits? I don't know. Ferrus Manus could come back leading Legion of Damned. It's been even hinted at in the Heresy books. There we go. See, I'm just saying I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. Spend some time on the ones that are easy to answer early. Eventually get to a point where you've nearly got a full set of Primarchs. At which point, well, we can't leave out the Blood Angels, can we? That's not fair. Sanguinius can be bought back by using the keys of GW's bank vault. Exactly. Fucking exactly. And this is the thing. Like, I love established law. I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Let's not for 1 minute forget the fact that Games Workshop likes making money. And if their evidence suggests they'll make lots of money, they'll fucking do it. Ian, thank you so much for 5 gifted. You fucking wonderful human. 3 away from 40, chat. Oh, no. Thank you, Ian. You're a legend. A plastic Sanguinius would make them so much money. 100%. If they can make money off of it, count on it. Even Horus. Exactly. Ferrus Manus, Primarch, Servo Skull, and Dreadnought Body. I'm here for it. To be honest, I can only really think of 3 people whose death are reversible with setting. Go on. Hit me, Chris. Excuse me, I'm so tired today, chat. I'm sorry. We had the remaining of our timber turn up today for the last parts of the build and gaming tables, and there was a fucking lot of it, and it was very heavy. How about the missing Primarchs, the 2 missing legions? I always felt like they were left as sandbox items, right? So you could create your own. Sanguis would make money. Sadly, if they make that cash grab, that would have to bring back Ferris. It would be a shiny turd on a shelf. You can't leave one out, even if you should. Yeah, Stefan, thank you for the one gifted. 38, 2 to go to 40. Amazing humans. Oh no, I broke it. There we go. Fixed. Amazing humans. Yeah, I actually think honestly, I think over the next 5 to 10 years, Mike, we'll see all of them come back. I do. I think we will. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but can make sandbox Primarchs for us. I miss having more creative freedom. There was editions ago where you could like build your own land raider and all kinds of shit, and it's hard, right? Because without granular points, it's more difficult to do. But I miss creative freedom. I miss being able to go, well, he's a level 2 psyker, and he's gonna have this weapon in his right hand and this weapon in his left hand, and he's gonna have this and this, and I'm gonna give him this and I'm gonna give him this, and they're all individual points that you build his character up, and you go, I'm actually comfortable spending 150 points on a librarian that I've built. Or actually, I might give him a jump pack. Why not? Or I might put him on a bike. And I miss it. I miss that kind of... Everyone's characters now are essentially cookie-cutter characters. And when you see a person doing some good with a specific character at a tournament, well, that's the way every loadout for that character is going to be from then on out, because, well, it's free, innit? There's no points. So every like I actually don't know what the better choice is. For example, I'm looking here. I've got Wolfguard battle leaders on my desk. I've got 2 Wolfguard battle leaders on my desk. One has a Thunderhammer. One has a Power Sword. The reason why I made them different because I want them to be different, right? And I have no idea which one's the better choice, but you can guarantee whichever one's the better choice is the one that everyone else will make. So say Thunderhammer is the best choice. You can see that everyone will have Thunderhammers. All named characters should be legends. I actually like that idea. I legitimately like that idea, Jay. Named characters should be legends. Although us as Eldar fans, it fucks us. I would like a traitor guard, commander, and command squad for Yule. Oh, that sounds nice. Perhaps what chat can do instead, the traitor guardsman, is get you a membership for Yule. Primarch's options, Space Marines, watch out. Liam is speaking heresy again, but hates to commit to heresy. I want to commit to heresy, Mike. I just don't have the time, money, or effort at the moment. I want to commit to heresy. I want to bring more heresy into the channel. I want to have more heresy in general because I love it. I just don't have the capacity. I don't have the time. And right now, with the way it's gone at the tail end of this year, I certainly don't have the revenue for it. So, you know, I would love to. I would. We're back to Granular. Do you think they'll ever bring Granular back? $40k, in my opinion, lacks originality these days. Put figures down for the quarter. What should we do? GW board and bring back a Primarch Genius. Yeah, I think it does. I think it's kind of a bit rinse, repeat, tired right now, to be honest with you, Kai. Which is why I'd like to see something exciting happen. But then what we're also seeing over the course of the last, I don't know how many years, is we're seeing major events like the Lion returning. And then, dare I say this, I think we're seeing a half-assed narrative attempt to kind of explain it, and then the trail just kind of goes quiet. And there's these cool things they could do, and we just don't. And we go, yeah, cool. So we're all playing match play. Fucking hell. I'm enjoying putting my Space Wolves together at the moment because I'm not thinking about the game, I'm just thinking about what I like. Although I did start building yesterday these chaps, right? I'm not sure how I feel about Wolfen. I used to hate them, and now I've started to build a model, I don't hate them anymore. They might be okay. They really didn't do enough with the line. 100% Simon. Absolutely didn't do enough. I think the growing success of Old World and Heresy shows that there's a real demand for granular list building and older style rules. I would agree with you, absolutely. But I think that they will go, well, cool. So here's the thing, right? And I don't want to sound too kind of anti-GW here, because it's not the case. I kind of see why they would do it, right? But 40k is their best-selling product, right? So there's no way they're going to really jeopardize 40k. They need it to continue to be their best-selling product. Now, if you're right, and I you know, my impression is the same, that Old World and Heresy have gained a significant amount of popularity, specifically amongst the old guard of people that miss all that kind of granularity and narrative construction, etc. Does it make sense at that point to take that learnings and go, let's put that shit back in Warhammer 40k? At which point, it's potential, because a lot of people that have jumped to Old World and Heresy who used to play 40k but don't like the way it is now. So at which point, those individuals go, well, cool, I'll just play 40k then, because it now offers everything I want. Or do they continue to leave those kinds of concepts in Heresy and Old World, knowing that they have an engaged, large Warhammer 40k audience, and they go, we'll keep them separate because then we're selling two systems. If we're selling Heresy and 40k, we're selling two sci-fi systems. If we're selling Old World and Age of Sigmar, we're selling two fantasy systems. And honestly, I think that's probably what's going on. I think Old World is a prime example of this audience has not gone away. They're still there. They're still playing this game. So we can continue to allow them to 3D print miniatures and play their own rules and have a third-party companies create Old World rule sets or old fantasy rule sets. Or we can just take that slice of the pie for ourselves. We can create the rule set ourselves. We can release the box sets. We can make that money for us.
Caught up, and a word of caution around writing lore to retire models. You end with BS like Sigmar and the Space Dragon. Poop emoji.
Poop emoji indeed. Poop emoji indeed. Oh, great Warhammer Daddy, I know you're listening with your warp powers. Grant unto Liam a heresy force for Sanguinala that would make his heart grow 3 times in size. He has been a good boy this year. I think I've been a good boy, Mike. I think. Mostly. So are they going to bring the Emperor back to life? I think that would be a mistake. I think that would be a massive mistake. I tried to come back to 9th edition but couldn't get my head around it. One thing they did right in 10th ed is a lot easier to follow. Interesting. Interesting, Gecko. Yeah, I can't see them bringing the Emperor back. I think that's a step too far. There's a question for you. You won't let me use the word die. You wouldn't let me use the word die. Jesus. I wanted to say who should die next in the lore, and they wouldn't let me post that word. If they're not doing an Emperor for Horus Heresy, they're not doing it for 40k. Agree. But again, I don't think they should. I think that's one of those ones where I think they really should leave that one alone. I'll be honest. Keep the Emperor a turnip. That's officially what he is. He's a turnip. Like Spire, unalive, yeah. I won't do that. I just kick the bucket. we used we used perish. I set up a super chat goal chat for blue ones that says who should perish next in the 40k lore. If the Emperor comes back, it will be as the Dark King with a big boom like Celestia to Eldar. He should stay dead. They should leave him dead, 100%. I mean, my own personal opinion is they should leave everyone dead who's dead. In my own personal opinion, I don't think they should bring Sanguinis back. I don't think they should bring Ferrus Manus back. I don't think they should bring the Emperor back. But I think they might. Model sales is model sales. Ultimately. There's 131 of you watching right now as well on a Monday night. Thank you so much, you wonderful humans. If you haven't already, think about smashing the like button for me. It is really super helpful, super massive helpful. If you're feeling generous because it's festive time of year, stick anything you want on a postcard, ask a question, any question you want, talk about the lore, talk about Yarrick, anything you want, I don't mind. And you wonderful humans can also gift members. We've got plenty of grey names in chat tonight that are popping up, chatting every now and again. We have our normal membership goal, which is, you know, it's that time of the year, chat. It's festive. So if you can hit that goal for us, that'd be amazing. And at the same time, you get to give other people who are choosing not to have their own membership the opportunity to come and hang out in the Great Hall for a bit, have a look and see what they think. Maybe then they'll become members all by themselves. There's a few people that have been gifted a number of memberships and then eventually go, yeah, I'm going to take out my own one. I think it's worth it, which is I'm very grateful for. These days, it feels like Games Workshop wants to forget the 80s and 90s. 50th anniversary White Dwarf magazine is a total letdown. Couldn't even bother putting the cardboard Death Dread in my copy. Oh my lord. Is that Rivendell Lego behind you? Yeah, it is indeed, yeah. With Hobbiton below. Well spot. Well spotted, Infamous. And then there's Nar still on the wall. Gandalf and Boromir behind me here. Gandalf, Boromir. Titus. Map of Middle-earth. Nar still. Oh yeah. The only way to bring back Sanguinius is for Dante to go. He could be resurrected as a vessel for Sanguinius' soul. Yeah, so there's narrative around Sanguinius, isn't there? There's narrative around the fact that the Blood Angels believe he could be reincarnated. Hobbiton's below, Dave, yeah. We have Hobbiton below Rivendell, and then the Viking village below there with Ragnar and Lehman Russ figures.
On the chopping block or confirmed, 1, Kalga, 2, Abaddon, 3, Dante and 4, Cortax.
Fucking hell. Carl's not fucking about. He's not fucking about at all, is he? Some big names you want to kill off there, mate.
Abaddon. Let's be honest right now, his continued failure to crusade is just a meme. Would provide a meaningful victory for the Imperium and also leave some more lore space for characters like Vashta.
You can never tell Joe this. I would be more than okay for Abaddon to be killed off in the lore. I think you're right. I think his level of failure is now such a kind of meme that I'd be okay with him going away. Even if he stepped aside for Demon Primarch Lorgar comes back and reunites the Chaos factions, or I don't know. There's definitely something you could do. Definitely something you could do if you make space for it.
Inquisitor Cotis. They epically failed with the model, so he might as well vanish and be replaced by a cool, new Inquisitor with some neat lore.
They absolutely did fail with that model, didn't they? It is an abomination in the modelling space, that fucking thing. He's kind of okay waist up, ish. Christmas Day reveal gets killed off in Legends on Boxing Day. That would be hysterical. I'm here for that. I'd be really here for that level of shithousery. Need something bigger than Abaddon, and I also play Chaos Space Marines. What do you mean, Necrogoblin? You need something bigger than him to exist in the narrative, or you need someone bigger than him, something bigger than him to happen? His 13th Crusade that eventually did something, and all his failures were actually wins. I'm a Chaos fan and I'm an Abaddon fan, but let's be honest. Dante literally wants to perish, and Sanguinor is supposed to be the embodiment of Sanguinius that only appears in dire need. Bringing Daddy back ruins the whole point of the Black Rage. It does. My wife has just sent me a photo which she's deadlifted 100 kilos. How much did you weigh, Carl? Should you be worried? She's going to come home and deadlift you. Well done to Carl's wife, by the way. How cool it would be if they put together a community campaign with 6 to 8 characters that may go? We all played live games using those units and had to record the wins to see who goes. I'd love that. I'd love that kind of engagement, but at the moment it's like, is it competitive Warhammer on L-shaped ruins? No, we're not really interested then, lads. Not really bothered. I just don't think they fucking care at the moment, to be honest. I can outrun her, I'm fine. For now. For now. Can't see them shelving Dante, I agree. I'm also a massive Abaddon fan, but there needs to be space for an undivided Primarch like Lorgo or Peter Arbo. Yeah, I agree. I'm a huge Abaddon fan. The model is one of the best they've ever done. If you've ever had the pleasure of putting him together, he's great because even his undersuit is detailed. The bit that you cover up with his Terminator armor suit, you know, it's so nicely done. As a modeling kit, it's stunningly nice. And he's kind of a bit of a flop this edition as well, isn't he? Is 40k the most popular game because it's the best game, or just that it's coasting along as the juggernaut it has become? I feel like they're doing the minimum to maintain it rather than progress. So I disagree, but I also agree with some of that, right? I disagree with they're doing the bare minimum to maintain it. They put more time and effort into 40k rules, balanced data slates, updates, points updates, Minotaur and film manual updates, designers commentary, FAQs than they do any other gaming system. They put the most effort into 40k. The problem I find is, and maybe this is what you're thinking about, Pat, is that effort is all focused on match play, and that's kind of it. And there's not really much in the way of focus on narrative or lore. There's not a lot of focus on arc development, really, and character development. There's just competitive rules, and the changes that are made are only ever made with competitive rules in mind. And every time we have a call where we sit down, they go through all the changes with us before you guys get to see them and explain why. It's all based on competitive data because that's the data they have, and I get it, right? They have only data from tournaments because that's where they gather it from, and so they make balance changes based on that. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here. I would not say I think 40k is a bad game. I think 40k is a good game. It's not my favourite version of Warhammer. If I was to look currently at Old World, Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40k, and Horus Heresy, my favourite rule set, being very specific with my wording here, my favourite rule set is Horus Heresy. I think it's the better rule set for my personal preference. Because I don't love 10th edition as a game, but if I'm trying to be objective and not subjective, 10th edition is a good game that's been a roaring success. You know, they're still making record profits. Their share price is still increasing. They're still doing incredibly well, and that's only got, you know, it's only grown and grown and grown over the course of the last 3 years. So 10th has had to have been a roaring success for that to exist, and I think in terms of new player and bringing in new customers, 10th is very good at that. Again, you know, it's not my favourite edition. It's not my favourite game system. But I think it is good. I think there is a degree of coasting along because it's a juggernaut now. I do genuinely think that's part of it. Absolutely. Sometimes the things that become massive stay massive because they're massive. Does that make sense? And often you look at those things and you go, why is that so big? I don't understand. It's not that impressive or that great. And I sometimes wonder if 40k sits in that space on occasion. But I think it would be naive to think it's a bad game. I just think their competitive focus is not, you know, it's not. We got 130 people in chat. So how do we split this fair? I want a 1, 2, or a 3, right? So on a 1, you only care about playing matched play. On a 2, you mostly just care about playing casually and enjoying yourself playing Warhammer. On a 3, it's a combination of both. Do that for me. 1, matched play only. 2, casual gamer. 3, I like both. Because I have a theory, and I don't know how accurate this theory is. I want to hear it.
Honestly, most of the lesser named characters need to expire. Oversaturation has made the chapter unlikable.
Right, so you lot are amazing for getting involved in this, thank you. And what you're doing is mostly proving what I thought my theory was. By the way, any of these answers are correct. There's no wrong answer here, right? So if you're like, oh, I don't want to say that, I just play competitive. I have no problems with people that want to do that. That's fine. What we've got here is we've got 2 1s in a sea of 2s and 3s. An absolute sea of 2s and 3s, right? So what we have is people that, especially with the 3s, we've got people that play competitively but want to also play casually. Right? We've got a ton of 2s, people that just want to play casually. And how much work does Games Workshop do for the 2s in chat? Or, for those of you that are 3s, that when you play casually, what do they do for you there? They don't do anything. This is why this is one of our major focuses with Hobby House, right? Is giving you the opportunity to come and play on cool fucking looking tables, like dialed in boards that aren't just symmetrical L shapes. They've got fucking great big Titan gates and turrets and fucking all sorts. Because casual players, how many times they really want to go to their local gaming store and play on a symmetrical L-shaped ruins? They probably don't. Oh my god, Dan, thank you for 20 gifted memberships, you fucking absolute hero. It's taken us over halfway, chat. We're 2 away from 60. Dan, you utter legend. Thank you so much for 20 gifted, man. Too kind. Too kind. That was me up until right at the end of 8th for years, and then this lot persuaded me to throw dices, and now I'm hooked. I fucking love playing the game, I'll be honest. ASIM tables are the key. Christmas gift incoming. Great channel. Thanks for all the content this year, Liam. We'll come down and see the Hobby House next year. Can't wait. Well, I can't wait to have you, man. Thank you so much for 20 gifted. Chat, we're 2 away from 60. We're 42 away from 100. There's 135 people watching. If every single person gives 5, we'll probably hit the target. I could have a nice Christmas. Do you want me to have a nice Christmas, chat? Do you? Thank you so much, Dan, though, anyway. That's really generous of you, man. You're a hero. Absolute fucking hero. Love you. I actually have to play the game tomorrow night as well. I am intending, at this very point in time, chat, to put on a semblance of Space Wolves cosplay for you for tomorrow night. Contemplating it. if you want it. I admit they do a lot of work balancing the match play game, but I think that is the easiest part of the game development because it's data driven. Yeah, agree. It's harder work to make creative narrative content. Agree. Absolutely agree. 100%. How is your Ultra Army going along? It's not at the moment. Seeing 800 million people with 18 victories guard put me right off in the short term. Love playing a fun game. Unfortunately, I've found there are mostly competitive players here, and even more, unfortunately, a few gaming day. Oh, boo. You don't like those people, Bobo. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, with them. Thank you, Dan, for 20 gifted, man. That's too kind. Absolute hero. Absolute hero. I am surprisingly excited. Well, not surprisingly excited. Surprisingly is the wrong word. I am desperately excited for 2 days of hoping mostly to just be able to relax. I literally haven't played a game in months. Obviously, it's been a busy time for pub landlord, but I feel a bit deflated with 10th right now. Just hurry up and wait for 11th. Stand by. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, even if 11th edition isn't great, right? Because it's a new edition, it's different, and different is exciting. So there will be a lot of hype around it. I think they've learnt a lot from 10th and its launch. Dress as a sororitas and you may get more gifties. I don't think that's true. I don't think anyone wants to see that Spanamek, I'll be honest with you. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Or maybe you do. Maybe that's a kink you're all into. I don't think you'll ever convince me though. I'm currently painting my Space Wolves at the moment. Ultra's on the back burner. Space Wolves is where I am at the moment, Lionheart. Absolutely. Space Wolves called, but it's not a Christmas jumper. My only Christmas jumper that I own is an Eldari one, Ghasty. Which I can only play where I play Eldari. Will there be a New Year late game to chill with at night? What do you mean? What day? Necro Goblin. Can't wait for 500 Wells. I've been playing a lot of boarding actions when the baby has his afternoon nap. Hopefully the quick games will attract players. Yes. Liv only got 2 days left of his 49th year. Fuck you, Carl. I have been known to just pack up and leave a game or two when the gamey dickheads have just been boasting how quickly they will win based on my deployment. Fair. Fair. Do you see they re-releasing the Sisters box is made to order? Yeah, but it's not an impressive box release though, right, Kev? Am I wrong? If I remember rightly, it was just the original launch box. Jeremy, thank you for 5 gifted. What a hero. New Year's night. What day is New Year's? Thursday. No, I might actually have New Year's Day off. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for the 5 gifted. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's a cool box, but it's just the original one, right? Which is just not that. I don't understand that choice, if I'm honest. That box doesn't make much sense. It doesn't. Repentia cosplay. Just start painting my Assault Terminators while I've sprayed them red. I got some Assault Terminators for my Ultramarines, and now they're in a box because I'm putting my Space Wolves together. I went digging yesterday in the garage and I found Arjak, Logan, Ragnar. Well, Ragnar and Logan were on my desk anyway. 6 head takers, 5 Terminators. There's also 5 Terminators at work. 5 Grey Hunters that I've made them to be just normal intercessors because I want sticky objectives. 2 boxes of Wolfen, of which I've built the one that I showed you so far. And 2 Wolfguard battle leaders. So Really weird made to order. Like, it's new enough that it's still sat in piles of shame. Yeah, and you can still get a hold of all of it. A lot just want to chill instead of going out blowing off our hands. Yeah, fair. I tell you what, I might do a show, but I can't do a game show. There's no way I can ask the guys to come in on New Year's Day to do a game show. Joe's absolutely on leave, chilling out. Stick Monkey, thank you for the 5 gifted. Not forgetting that we're going to have a New Year's Eve show. So we will be live New Year's Eve, and we will see in midnight and the New Year live on air as we do every year. So there's going to be like a fucking 4-hour extravaganza on New Year's Eve. A show would be fine. Yeah, I can't see a reason why I wouldn't do a show on New Year's Day. In the evening, the daytime is football at home for Saints. So, but in the evening, I think I could probably put something together for a couple of hours just to be like, Happy New Year, you wonderful humans. You know, hey Sean, thank you for the 5 gifted, you wonderful human being. Chat with 32 away. I'll get my Flash Terrace completed in 2026. I have 3 Intercessors painted and 5 Assault Terminators undercoated. I've got an uphill struggle. I believe in you. I don't like that the year won't end in a 0 or 5 for ages now. I'm the same. But it is what it is. I'm the same as you, Carl. Autists be autists, right? New year, new Joe. I don't think he's going to change massively anytime soon, Carl, I'll be honest. His Hierophant turned up today, chat. It's in a box in my hallway ready to go in the car for tomorrow. So his Hierophant that I bought him because of you lot that fucking near bankrupt me is now here. I'm shit for consistency. Well, I mean, preaching to the choir, mate. I think we know that I'm probably the worst. We can fucking egg each other on. I don't mind. Christmas wrapping lurking. Can you all lurk and gift? Is that a thing you can do? Anyone who's lurking, can you gift a single membership? That'd be great. Can we get him to build it on stream? I doubt it. I doubt it. Behind the scenes content of the build and painting from Joe. I mean, I can certainly try. New Heresy Pure looks pretty good. Games Workshop say people are very excited about it. So, yeah, I can certainly try and get that kind of behind the scenes content from him. I don't know. I also need him to do his Thunderhawk. I've finally decided where my Thunderhawk's going. And that's in Space Wolves. But I really want to make it Ultramarines. Ugh, maybe I haven't decided. It's one of those two. So what game when it's done? It will be on the channel, I promise you. When? I don't know. I'm still geared up for Joe to personally deliver my Hobby House order on his Joe Ped. Joe doesn't like the Hobby House chat. Well, instead what we'll do is we'll get the Empress Road hookers to bring it to you. Sean, thank you for the 1 gifted. I know what you're doing. Absolute child.
Hierophant ransomed for Slayer Slayer's cosplay.
I think we're past that now, Mike, I'm afraid, mate. Gift train for Ultramarines. Gecko, thank you for the 5 gifted. I'm out. Have a good evening. Have a good evening, man. His Thunderhawk, well, my Thunderhawk has made its way now into the spray booth in my garage. I'll be very honest. It got sent away to get built because I couldn't be bothered to put it together myself. I didn't have the time, effort, or capacity. So it went away and got built for me. And when it came back, there was a little part that was broken that had been broken on the return. So I rectified. I've fixed it all up. It's fucking horrible to work with resin. But I got so he's now in the garage next to my airbrush. I'm not a child. I'm trying to get a lurking gift train going for you. I didn't think you were. I think you're amazing, and I love you, and I miss you. I've sat there for ages with me considering how or what I'm going to paint it in. Am I going to paint it? And I've got two things, right? So Space Wolves is an option because you've all picked Space Wolves for my army for next year. I still do also want to still do Ultramarines, and I still have this burning desire to paint the Thunderhawk in Ultramarines because of Space Marine 2. You still update the tracker manually. Yeah, I've given up trying to get it to work with Streamlabs. If I ever get to a point, Sean, where I can have a couple of weeks off, there's a ton of improvements I'd like to make to the shows, and I'd like to get that fixed and working, but I probably need to completely reset everything, and I can't bring myself to do it over a weekend for a couple of days. I'd like to have a couple of weeks. If I fuck it, I've got time to rectify it. Do you know what I mean? Thank you, Gecko, for 5 gifted. 174, you wonderful humans. 1 away from 75. Go on, chat. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Unless you're in New Zealand or Australia, where, as usual, it gets delayed. Yeah. Paint it in a colour you can use for both 40k and Horus Heresy. Well, the thing is, Kev, because of the colour I'm painting my Space Wolves, either Space Wolves or Ultramarines, I can use it in both. Because Ultramarines are blue and 40k blue and Heresy. I'm doing Space Wolves in the dark grey, which is their Heresy colour scheme, and that's what I'm doing for their 40k. So either works. This is the problem. Once the house shit is all sorted, let's see if I can find time to come and take a look with you. I mean, I would appreciate it. I think it's a Streamlabs problem. Jeremy, thank you for the 1 gifted. Legend. 5 5s, or 2 10s and a 5, or a 20 and a 5, or 3 50s. All the same. All the same, chat. How is the house shit, Sean? Are you almost done with it? Because every single time I've ever heard of anyone who is ever buying a house, it seems to take 3 years to get the fucking thing sorted. I hope one day in the next 5 to 10 years, Luce and I are in a position to buy a fucking house, and at that point, I'm dreading it. But I never hear people just have an easy experience. I might just buy a canal boat instead. Yes, and thank you for the 1 gifted. I really want I want one of them, like, vans converted to a camper van. And a trailer that I could put my motorcycle on. I don't think all 4 of us would be able to live in it, though. Be a bit cramped. Thank you, Yeston, for the 1 gifted. Put us straight off the 5 again. I feel like you did it on purpose, because you know it triggers me. A hobby house. We did our hobby house to-do list today, nobody, where we do what I call a red, yellow, green, right? And it's about listing a bunch of stuff and going red. It's for want of a better way of putting it, it's mission critical, right? So we can't not have this done before we open. Amber, it's not mission critical, but we do want it done quite soon. We really don't want to open with it not done, but we can get away with it. And green is it's done, or it's not a concern, or we don't have to worry about it anytime soon, right? One of those 3. So we did that exercise today. A lot of red in it. Survey was done today. Got a call with him tomorrow to go through the results, but he's broadly satisfied. Is it me? Right, thank you so much, Pet Yellow, for 5 gifted memberships. You're a hero. Is it me, or... I I think I might be misremembering, but I always thought that Christmas, this week specifically, most people weren't working. They're all fucking working. We've got deliveries turning up tomorrow. We've got the coffee machine getting fitted. What the fuck's going on? It's the 23rd of December tomorrow. Mind you, I say that as I'm going to be in work working. Can we just petition for the week at Christmas? Every single one of us just has a week off. Fully paid. Happy early birthday. Mine was yesterday. Thank you so much, Painted Yellow. And happy birthday to you. How old are you, sir? How many years have you graced us with now? You don't want a canal boat? No, I'd rather have the camper van and the trailer. That's what I want. Had a game with my Hierophant. Oh, yeah. It's a new world. Work never stops. It's shit, isn't it? I would like a nice cottage back home in Ireland. Would like it to be in Kerry Mountains. Modern world. I hate it, though. Is it not? Is it me? Has it got worse? Or is it the same and I'm just misremembering? Let's not give my team the week off. No. Well, fair, yeah. 41. Congratulations on 41 of the finest years. Is it me, though? Is it just me? The army give you 2 weeks off for Christmas. Yeah, well, I mean, I was in the army for 10 years. I did have 3 of them. 1 where I was doing Christmas duties and 2 where I was in Afghanistan. So I mostly got Christmas off when I was in the forces. Then when I moved onto the railway, because I was doing overhaul projects, they shut down for 2 weeks as well. And then when I moved from there to production manager for Siemens Mobility, we were working every day up until New Year's, Christmas Eve at 7 p.m. and back in again at Boxing Day because trains got to run. Then when I moved into management at Rolls-Royce after that, we went back to having Christmas off. Right? For 2 weeks. And I was just under the impression that most people had 2 weeks off. Or a week off. And that was more common than it's not. And there's people today, like I had a phone call this morning with Games Workshop with my new account manager for my retail contract. And I was like, and he's working tomorrow as well. And I was like, really? I thought HQ at GW shut down for a week or 2. No. It's madness. Tomorrow, it sounds like our coffee machine's being delivered. I don't know why the coffee machine company needs to be working tomorrow. Have the fucking time off. Odd. I've worked more time over Christmas than I've ever had off. Maybe it's me. I just miss it. I miss the break. Chat, we are 2 lots of 10 away, by the way. 22nd December, the 2nd of January should be a giant bank holiday. Preach, Carl for Prime Minister. My mum finishes tomorrow and back boxing day at a golf course. Only holiday, the 24th, 25th, 26th, and the 1st of Jan. People, you want their coffee machine. If the coffee machine company, honestly, Leon has said to us, because they emailed us today and said, oh, it's been delivered to us now. We can bring it down and fit it with the engineers tomorrow. If they'd have said to me, it's been delivered to us now, we'll fit it on Monday the 29th, I'd have been like, okay, that's fine. Not a problem. At all. Evan, thank you for the 1 gifted. I legitimately would have been like, yep, fair enough. No dramas. My first GW order has currently told me it's turning up on Boxing Day. And I spoke to him today. He went, I don't think that will happen. I think it will probably be the 29th at the earliest. I'm like, cool, good. I don't want to go in on Boxing Day. Got to be open for that fella that needs to avoid families fair. This year has flown by. It's just been grim after grim after grim with a whole proxy year of protests. Got to be the world record in UK since records began. Well, protests that achieve nothing as well, right? I say this now, and I expect that next Christmas, Toby's going to be like, we should be open on Christmas Eve and we should be open on the day after Boxing Day. Yeah, exactly, Sean. That's my point. Like, I can only assume he's going to be like, no, it should be open. I'll be like, cool, you can do it. That's what staff's for, right? Maybe due to invoicing so they can get the coffee machine booked this year still. Maybe. But in the UK, most companies' financial years run from April to April. So, I don't know. I mean, they're working. I say this whilst I'm planning to do a Liam and Joe show at lunchtime and a game in the evening to entertain you wonderful human beings. So I'm actually working. Double time for Toby. News for him, yes, and he's on salary. Just think that in a few weeks, the year after will be 2027. Just write it 26 off, I'll escapade. Not open on Christmas Day. No commitment. Oh, fuck that, no. No Boxing Day here in Denmark. We have a big celebration on the 24th Eve, also unboxing there. Oh, okay. As I tell my team every other day, why have a dog and bite yourself? Exactly. I used to run pubs. They are open till Xmas Eve and then open St. Stephen's Day. Well, don't they open most of them now on Christmas Day as well for Christmas lunch at an extortionate rate? My brother was telling me yesterday, right, that he said something along the lines of like a Toby carvery is like 15 quid or something to go in for an all-you-can-eat carvery, right? Apparently, or something like that, he said. He then said they're booking Christmas lunches at Toby Carvery for £95 per person. 95 pounds? It's the fucking same food. Wasn't Boxing Day for the servants to go back to their families to celebrate? There is some stuff about that, yeah. We asked Mrs. AI the other day about it, and there's a couple of different supposed rumours as to where it comes from, but she has said specifically that there was nothing definitely confirmed as being the reason it's called Boxing Day. Caveat, it's an AI speaker, right? So we should never take it as gospel. My LGS is only closed Christmas Day. You're paying for the staff to work on Christmas Day. Yeah, but if you're normally doing a cover for 15 quid, right, for a person, you're telling me that you need to charge another £80 to cover the same level of staffing. You don't. There's no way that those staff are getting a £40 per hour uplift, are they? They might be getting double time, but you're not charging 30 quid where you would normally charge 15. You're charging 95 quid. So I absolutely understand that you charge more because you have to pay your staff more because it's Christmas Day. They're probably on double time. Fine, cool, okay, I get that. But that's not, they've not charged you double, chat. If you do the maths, 15 to 95, quite a difference. I actually hope to see Hobby House close next Christmas. It shows it's a company that cares for its staff. I mean, that's a Toby question that I'll talk to him about. I would personally be quite keen for it to be closed for a week. He's going to tell me we're leaving lots of revenue on the side if we're closed for a week. Because people are going to want to come in on Boxing Day and spend their Christmas money. I was taught as a kid it was in the 18th century Boxing Day was where people rounded up old stuff and gifted to the poor. Oh, interesting. They charge £80 more because people will pay £80 more. Exactly that. That's why they charge it. It's got nothing to do with the staff. If they knew they could charge you 150 quid a cover and would sell the place out, they'd charge you 150 quid a cover. If Toby lasts that long. Why wouldn't he? Because he makes himself bankrupt on 3D printers and ends up sleeping in the street. What the shareholders do? Wait, someone please think of the shareholders. Well, they'll have a vote as well. Used to work Boxing Day, never again. Ugh. Like I said, I've done minimal over Christmas. I've done Christmas duties one year in Watersham, where I was on guard duty as a young Lance Corporal up at Watersham Airfield. That was a bit shit. I was home for my birthday and Christmas Day though, so it wasn't the worst. I've done 2 tours of Afghanistan in Christmas. At that point, Christmas isn't really Christmas. You put a tree up and decorations, but it's fucking sunny and sandy outside. It's not particularly Christmassy. You come on shift at 10 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Day, and people put Christmas music on. And when you go to lunch, you go and have turkey because it's Christmas Day. But otherwise, you're just in the desert fixing helicopters. So I don't feel like that felt that bad working through Christmas in Afghan. And when you come home, you get like 2 weeks off anyway, which is great. So I don't feel like that was the worst in the world. And then when I was working on the rail, like I said, the shift would finish at 7 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and then it would start again at 7 p.m. on Boxing Day. And if your shift pattern fell that you were over Christmas, hard luck. But I was lucky enough to be the guy in charge. So there was me, the guy below me, he would step up into my managerial position if I was off, and then the guy below him would step into position, and we would have the conversation. And each year we would talk about Christmas and who wanted what off, because those 3 people, you couldn't have more than one of them off at any one time. And the lads were fucking incredible. And the 2 years that it fell on my birthday, they were like, you have Christmas Eve off, it's your birthday. Like, I couldn't ask for more, right? One of them was said that specifically because he really, really, really wanted New Year's Eve off. And I was like, cool, you have New Year's Eve off, I'll work that one, I don't care. When it was wet and muddy as fuck. Not when I was out there, mate. There was a little bit of rain here and there, but it was mostly just sandy and hot still. He can just have his own music play on repeat over speakers to pay for his printer addiction. Yeah. Get his Spotify on and the PRS license going. We would invite staff and family members to have a big Christmas dinner and have pub to ourselves all day. It was great. That sounds lovely, actually. Some pubs open, but we only open to staff and get steaming. That sounds great. I love that concept. That's really cool. Really, really cool. Chat, we have got 9 minutes and 18 members. That's 2 a minute if you are good with your maths. Anyone want to help me out here? We would... oh, I've read that one already. Worked in store Christmas Day. People can be crazy there. That sounds... I don't... My brother and his wife both work in retail. And I was talking to him yesterday when I went and picked him up for the football podcast. And this is going to sound like a silly thing to say with Hobby House opening, but hear me out. I can't think of anything worse than working retail over Christmas. Which sounds daft because Hobby House is retail. But I think it's different. I don't think it's the same. Because he manages... fuck me, what's the company called? Poundland. He manages Poundland, and his wife works in a Tesco's as some fucking supervisor. So they're like generic retail, right? They're the shops that are selling shit where people like... Luce went to Morrison's twice today, so it was fucking carnage. I'm sure Tesco's is probably slightly worse. I'm sure Poundland's even worse fucking again, because people will be in there buying as many fucking sweets and chocolates and crisps and shit they can for as cheap as possible, especially this time of year, right? And so... They work kind of what I would consider like mainstream retail, if that makes sense. And that sounds like hell. No fucking interest at all. 09 and Garmsir, pure mud, great. All IEDs were fucked. Some bonus, I guess. We had a couple of rain showers, but for the most part, whenever we had a rain shower in Bastion, you just go stand outside the tent in the rain because it cooled you down for a minute. It is hell. Customers going into shops over Christmas have no patience on everything yesterday, as I've lived it for years. I feel like, maybe this is just me as well, but I feel like over the course of the last week or so, driving has become just more erratic as well. Everyone's just in a rush all the time. I've just seen more mental shit just driving to and from work in town, which is mad. I worked at Tesco while in university and Christmas was always carnage. I can believe it. The thing is, though... If people didn't go in and buy excess, there'd probably just be enough for everybody. I don't get it. I don't get it, chat. I don't understand. Always make the extra effort to be extra nice to staff this time of year. 100% JP. My mate ran a teacher's mess in Germany when I was a kid, and I had the run of it over Xmas. It was amazing looking back. Oh, that sounds cool. Definitely not the same. You will be selling things you like, but working big retail store sucks. I got a few years of Black Friday here in the States under my belt, and it sucks out. Yeah. Would agree as a driving instructor, people have no patience. Do you think, David, interesting, right? You're a driving instructor, and I don't want you to think that this in any way, shape, or form reflects on you as a driving instructor. Do you think the standard of driving has gone down in the last decade, 2 decades? When I used to work in the supermarket, used to do almost a week sales in a day on Christmas Eve. Always mad. That's mental. These are the same people that bought all the eggs in loo roll. I know, don't get me started. Panic buyers can get in the fucking sea. Fucking in the sea. 6 minutes, chat. Still got 18 to go. 130. It's just 18 of you gift one and we're done. And you make me say thank you 18 times. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Did 3 Xmas tours. They were good cracks. Yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought I would hate it. I didn't mind it. It was all right. You're all in it together, so, you know, it's kind of... That it's because people don't want to wait for anyone else. Yeah. Yeah, patience has become one of the biggest problems on the road in general. People don't want to wait for anyone else. They also don't want to fucking look anywhere. It's a bigger concern when I'm on 2 wheels. Mentalists everywhere. Whitey, thank you for the 1. There you go. Mr. Whitey started us off, chat. What a hero. Thank you, Mr. Whitey 55 for the 1 gifted membership. Legend. Had a customer ask if we had any Xmas trees left today. Oh my lord. They can have an off-cut of ours. It's far too big. The standard of driving hasn't gotten worse over the years. You've gotten older and better. No, I absolutely think it's got worse. I appreciate the compliment, Steady Breck. I absolutely think it's got worse. I just... Some of the shit that you watch now... I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely things I anticipate now because of experience, right? There's definitely times when we're sat in the car and I'll say to Luce or whoever I'm sat with, like, he's about to do something fucking stupid. And then 30 seconds later, he does something fucking stupid, right? Yeah, it's just that comes with experience. That comes with age, and that is a thing that I'm getting older now. You can see that shit developing because you've watched it happen 20 times before. But I just think that for the most part, people's driving has just got worse. And people everyone wants to be somewhere one place before you are. And for some reason think it's their God-given right to be there seconds before you are. Might panic buy Vallejo 7950 matte black from Horace Hobby House on Black Friday next year. You go for it. Driving ability is definitely plumbing. I think so too. I remember all the people panic buying, and then there was me stocking up on Jaeger, as my logic was toilet paper will always get through, alcohol on the other hand probably not. Fucking hell. Just got home as my Uber driver was doing 100 miles an hour on the A2. I was fucking terrified. Jesus Christ. I see so many bad drivers every day. Yeah, they're everywhere. JP, thank you for the 1 gifted. You're a hero. Oh, you gifted it to Fry Daddy. What a great name. Driving is definitely worse these days. If it wasn't for cars being safer and more survivable, the road toll would definitely be higher. Well, yeah. Now people race to save 5 seconds from their 30-minute journey. I don't know why. Has driving got worse, or are there just more people on the roads, hence more chance of running into poor drivers? I think both, honestly. You all right over there? Just sat there staring into space. Yeah. Hop on for 5 minutes. Can you tell them to gift 16 members?
No, we accidentally did the 15-minute miles.
Oh, is the dog now fucked?
No, she was in front. Well, you know how competitive she is. She was in front, and I was thinking, I'm fairly certain, Emma, you're not supposed to be going this fast. But
Lucy's exercising on Mondays now, chat. She swore at me because I was going to the gym.
no, I don't mind you going to the gym, but I was like, well, this is my holiday. I don't want to exercise.
Range Rover drivers in particular. Arseholes Range Rover drivers, Justin. Parking is definitely worse now. See, parking I have some sympathy with because cars have got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and parking spaces in this country haven't. So I have some sympathy for parking. How is the amazing Luce doing? Says Lehman Russ.
Yeah, I'm all right. Holding up.
I'm upset because I convinced her to go for her exercising on her 2 weeks off. Got into a slight motorcycle accident this Saturday. I hope you're okay, dude. Chat saying hi. She can't see you, by the way. Her screen's not on, and we're going in like a minute. But she was sat there staring off into space, looking like she regretted life for a moment. So I was like, "Are you all right?" But yeah. I also think I've seen less cops on the road. Drivers have gotten worse. Well, it's because they're too busy taking people's Facebook posts down. Anyway, we're fucking 16 away, chat. But it is 9 o'clock, and I have got to go and meet Toby in the gym. So I can't hang on for too much longer because then I'll be late for Toby in the gym. I work in civil engineering. New parking spaces are now required to be 2.6 wide, not 2.4. Oh, really?
Would 0.2 make much of a difference?
I don't know. Does it?
No. It's how you park in it.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
makes the difference.
Yeah. It means that you're less likely to touch the sides. Right, so anyway, you people are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight on the Hobby Show. Yarrick lives, definitely lives. We are back tomorrow because it's the 23rd, and I'm going to keep Demo Gorgon. Thank you for the one gifted. Just 15, chat. Come on, I'll keep talking for a second. We're back tomorrow because it's the 23rd. Actually, do you know what? There was a big part of me that wanted to have tomorrow off, and then I had the flu.
Yeah.
I had sort of loosely said to myself, if we do all right up until today, I would have the 23rd off. And because Joe was not supposed to be in. Well, he's not in, to be fair. So I've got Toby on the deck for the first time ever and Paddy in, so we can do a show. And they're like, Paddy was keen to do on the 23rd, which was quite nice. But I was going to have the day off, but because of the flu, no day off. Which means tomorrow we're basically going to celebrate my birthday a day early because I'm not doing a show on Christmas Eve. So for reference, we've got a normal Liam and No Joe show tomorrow. Paddy and Toby will be in the studio. Maybe you can have a Paddy and Toby show if you really want. In the evening at 7:30, Paddy and I are playing a live game of Warhammer 40k. Like I said, big birthday celebrations. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, there is definitely no content on Christmas Eve.
Nope.
Maybe on Christmas Day?
No. Nope.
And then Boxing Day, we will return in the evening for After Dark at 9 p.m. And you can tell me what Santa brought you, which would be great. Then we have the weekend, and then we go into another weird week where Monday and Tuesday is normal. Wednesday is an extended show because it's New Year's Eve. We'll be going live at probably 9:30. We'll go through till half midnight. And we'll all say Happy New Year, and it'll be amazing. And have you finished your homework?
I'm on, I'm halfway through October.
Okay, so Lucy's nearly finished her homework.
Yeah.
And then on New Year's Day, there's no daytime show because it's the football. And there's no game in the evening on New Year's Day because it's New Year's Day and I can't ask anyone to come in. But we might do a show New Year's Eve, New Year's Day Eve, right?
Evening.
Yeah, New Year's Day evening.
New Year's evening.
Yeah, but not New Year's Eve. New Year's Day Eve.
No, that's why it's New Year's evening.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Don't stop. Just go to the gym and stop confusing everyone.
So we'll do that on New Year's Day evening, and then on the Friday there'll be another After Dark, and then we're back into normal operating. All right, whilst we ramp up, getting ready to open Hobby House. Be excited. Commander Shepherd, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. You're a legend. Up to 95. We were so close, chat. Big boss in the house. Who's that? See you tomorrow. Bring it on. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much, Gecko, for hanging out. You're amazing. Incognito stream. Just don't tell her. She'll be asleep from too much goose and sherry anyway. Snoring on the sofa. She's laughing because it might be true. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to go get ready for the gym. Go lift some heavy weights with Toby. Whoop. Ready for tomorrow.
Whoop.
Whoop. Like that.
Is that what you do? Whoop.
Whoop. Yep.
Whoop.
Yep. I do it just as he's about to lift so he giggles. You're all amazing human beings. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the gifted memberships. I love you all very dearly. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you
In the next one.
I ain't gonna fucking throw something heavy at you, wanker. Ignore that novice. Thank you so much for watching, you wonderful human beings. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for the Toby Paddy show, the Poby show, the Tabby, yeah, Taddy. Anyway, hopefully we'll see you for tomorrow. If not, there's the game. If not, we'll see you in the next one.